shaving accident. So today I'm reviewing King of the Hill Arrowhead. Yes, I know it's kind of a weak name for an episode. In my opinion, it is anyway. I think it was pretty fun to watch. So today's episode was directed by Clay Hall. And it was also, per usual, supervised, directed by Wesley Archer. And it was written by Jonathan Abiel and Glenn Berger. And that it was story edited by the late great Johnny Hardwick, and as per usual is created by Mike Judge and Greg Daniels. And as far as I know, there are no notable guest stars in this episode. I mean, unless you count the guy who voiced that annoying professor in the episode, but I don't count him. So let's get into this review. I especially want to talk about how at the beginning of the episode you see Hank working on his lawn with this new mower, I don't know what it is, because again, I don't have a grassy front lawn or a grassy backyard like I wish I could have. I mean, at the moment, weeds are growing, so it kind of looks grassy, but I gotta get rid of those because weeds can be a nuisance, especially for my orange trees and one grapefruit tree. Anyway, but I do know one thing about the thing Hank gets. Apparently, it comes with a free hat, according to Dale. We get to... And Hank finds an arrowhead and an arrow straightening shaft. I think that's what it was called by John Redcorn. And apparently, according to Hank, he thought it was something you jab in the back of the head and then you turn it and then the blood comes out. And he says that to John Redcorn, and he's like, well, that can be pretty much used for about anything. Which is true. I mean, anything can be a weapon. Serial killers can be creative. You never know. I mean, I honestly think a carrot can be used as a weapon. But to clarify, I am not a serial killer. I just know, like most of you, anything can be used as a weapon. Even a carrot. I'm pretty sure a carrot can be used as a weapon. Let's be honest, people. If a freaking, I don't know, sandwich can be used as a weapon, so can a freaking carrot. But anyway, Hank sells these things to the college professor, and he gets ripped off because he says they're $10, and I'm pretty sure it was true what John Redcorn said, it was worth $60, but who knows, maybe John Redcorn was a little off, and it could have been worth even more because the way the professor gets all excited about these things tells you how much they're really worth. And he tricks Peggy into signing a permission thing for them to survey the backyard and front yard and pretty much just dig for archaeological stuff. And for the record, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about legal stuff, but I'm pretty sure, I don't want to sound stupid here, but I feel you need both signatures in order to basically survey and dig on someone's property. I mean, if it's owned by two people, I feel you need both signatures. That's just my guess. I mean, if any of you know how it actually works, if you're a lawyer or you know a thing or two about that situation, please feel free to comment and tell me, because I'm kind of curious now. But anyway, we get to the part of the episode where Hank's basically, jealous because the professor seems like he's hitting on Peggy. I mean, he clearly wasn't. The guy was working a con. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not attracted to Peggy, but Peggy looks like a female version of Hank. Like, she literally looks like someone cloned Hank, but as a woman. I mean, I know that sounds mean, but that's just me personally. I just feel that way. I feel it's kind of weird that they made them look so similar. Anyway, basically, I will skip to the end because I don't want to spoil too much about the episode. But for the record, the show's was on for 13 seasons, and it ended in 2009, I think. And if you haven't gotten a chance to watch it, sorry, but I also know that a lot of you probably watch these reviews, probably want to know what my opinion is, and I don't know. I honestly just feel glad you guys appreciate knowing what my critique is on these episodes. And sorry for spoiling anything. I will put a spoiler warning in my future videos, just because I just realized I might be spoiling stuff. But I'm going to get to the comedy, the part that really got me laughing, which was where the professor gets pushed into the hole, and he's just he keeps trying to climb out of the hole in Hank's direction. I don't know if he was trying to fight Hank or have a stern talking with Hank, but it occurs to me, why doesn't the guy just climb out of the hole on a different side of the hole instead of keep getting pushed in and looking like a idiot in front of every one of his students, who I'm pretty sure think this guy's a joke now. I think he got pushed about 4 times into the hole by Hank Hill before Peggy finally decided, I want to turn. And she pushes him in the hole, and then he's all, okay, you know what, I like this. I want you to push me in the hole. And Bobby's like, okay, pushes him in the hole, and I'm like, yeah, this professor's a real joke because he got pushed in the hole by a kid. Now, I don't know the rules of Texas, but I'm pretty sure when a college professor is pushed in the hole by a kid, that kid becomes the new college professor. No, I'm kidding. Don't come after me, Texas. I love your food. Anyway, there's also a funny part in the episode where you see the college professor say, if a skeleton hand grabs your arm and tries to pull you in, remain calm. And then he's like, seriously, remain calm. I'm like, now I'm no archaeologist, but I'm pretty sure it's not like the movie The Mummy or Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford, but I'm pretty sure none of that stuff actually happens in archaeology. And I'm like, is this college professor trying to seem cool? Like he's Brendan Fraser in The Mummy? I mean, Brendan Fraser probably was not an archaeologist. I'm pretty sure he was like the muscle. He was the bodyguard. He was the love interest, or whatever. I don't judge. Anyway, I just think it's just funny how this episode plays out, and I have to rate it a 7.8, by the way. Yeah, it was a fun episode, and like I said earlier in other videos, Season 2 is kind of fire for me. I mean, Season 1 had its few episodes I actually really loved, but Season 2 is where this show really gets good, in my opinion. Like, it finally found its step, like most shows find their steps in the second season. And some are lucky enough to even get second seasons. But, you know, let me know what you think of this episode in the comments, because if you do, I might have a lot to talk about with you guys. Anyway, till next time, stay tight.